Where is he? Where is he? Where is Mayor Jorge Eloya? Where's Governor McGreed? Here we go. Oh. Yes, so, folks, good evening, one and all.
So I know it certainly is a topic that is of discussion, and my message to the people of the state of Rhode Island is to remind them that it was a state of emergency.
State of emergency.
That when I came in,
keep forgetting.
And I think we have to keep on reminding people who are reporting on this that we had the lowest vaccination rate, we had the highest death rates, the highest infection rates.
That's right.
It was a state of emergency. It was a true state of emergency. So, and I always did what was in the best interest for the people in the state of Rhode Island.
Right.
And I never overreached the authority that I had as a
Absolutely
governor.
not.
But I would also say that.
Wait a minute. Here we go.
When the dust settles. Question for you.
Here we go. When the dust settles, and you come up empty. Who's going to have the courage to write that story? Who's going to have the courage
to write that story?
Starts to walk off. Crandall says it's the FBI looking at you. I'll repeat.
When you come up empty, who's going to have the courage to write that story?
Thanks for coming, everyone.
And he walks off. He thinks it's like a walk-off home run, for crying out loud. Folks, good evening, one and all. It is Juan off the... Whoa. Go easy on that. What is that? All right. Go easy. Crying out loud. Scaring one. Folks, it is Tuesday night, a little bit of a rainy night. Nice Celtic win last night. That's exactly right. Oh, my God. More corruption. That is exactly right. It's Coogie. Folks, R.E. Coogan and Heating. It's Cougs. Notice the Coogie difference. He's in the house tonight. Hi there, Susan. By the way, folks, I apologize. What happened? Hi there, Joseph. Yes. Share that you're watching. That's exactly right. Ooh, back to cold from Vegas sounds nice. Hi there, Karen McCormick. What happened was, hola, there's James. So, hi there. Good evening, Paula. Hi there, Matthew. Hello, one and all. There's Eileen. What happened was, now they were playing recorded music at the Fung for Congress campaign announcement kickoff. And Facebook is very sensitive about that. So, Juan, I turned down the microphone a little bit simply because I didn't want the mic. So, and by the way, I was right in front of the speaker, so it was blaring. But then I apologized because then it was low. And I want to thank Susan. Oh, I'm telling you, Dean, it is unbelievable. There's Carlene Masso. There's Alicia Ryan. Folks, please share that you're watching. I thank you, Susan. You know, folks, I don't get mad at something like that. Oh, there's Frank Gallagher. It was nice to see the Mayor Picozzi of Warwick was there today. Thank you very much, Dean. It was, I apologize for, something like that. She was right that the volume was kind of low. So I'm going to edit it. We were fine outside, and then we were fine when we came in, but then the music was really loud. And I attempted to just turn it down a little bit, and then plus they were playing music, which is fine to get the crowd going, show some energy. And so Juan made it, but it's also tough because people are coming up, and I'm trying to explain them live. I don't want them just coming up and saying something. Thank you very much. There he is, Anthony Manfredi. So, I just thought I didn't see, there's some people I didn't see today, but who knows? It was a little tough. But Mayor Fung had his big kickoff, and now there's Martha Stamp. Now it is the cage match against. When's the Lancier announcement? I think he already had one. He should have one again, though, because now I think he'd actually get people to go and cover it. But I want to point out, folks, just to give you an idea, like the lack of leadership. Governor McGreed telling Crandall, with Craddock, I mean. We asked for an investigation, and they didn't find anything. So nothing. I mean, it's embarrassing. The investigation showed like it was ridiculous. So how can he still keep him there? The attorney general, they didn't believe it. No one believes the story. Oh, Bud. old man Craddock showing up there in person. No sign on the business, paying him in cash. Sees all these women running in and out, inside surveillance cameras, black garbage bags over the windows. So here is I'm hearing this for the first time.
That's after a property he owns was part of a prostitution bust. The update was breaking today at noon. Good to have you with us tonight. I'm Patrice Wood.
And I'm Gene Valicenti. But the Attorney General sure makes it seem like Bud Craddock should have known something was up, something suspicious. The I-Team's Brian Crandall live in the studio with that part of it. Brian.
Gene and Patrice, after a state police investigation and Attorney General review,
old man
the
Craddock
AG agrees there is no evidence to show Bud Craddock knew there was a sex parlor on his property, but the report still raises eyebrows and questions about the DMV boss.
Say the least.
Building owned by Mr. Craddock.
Multiple red flags. That's what the Attorney General says.
He's
Bud
a former
Craddock should have
police
seen
chief.
at a property he owns in Cranston. It was part of a prostitution bust.
Sergeant Schultz.
There were certainly other things that a reasonable person, whether you're in law enforcement or not, might have taken notice of. Garbage bags over windows, the lack of a massage parlor license on the establishment, the presence of an internal surveillance camera, the lack of any business signage on the outside.
Craddock has been the DMV administrator since 2015, a Cranston police officer and chief years before that.
Old man Craddock.
Governor Dan McKee asked for the investigation of what Craddock knew. After it became public, he was the landlord of the property on Broad Street. Police said the massage parlor was offering sex for cash. The Attorney General's review used the analogy that there was not enough evidence to prove fire, but there was ample smoke that should have given Craddock reason to think about what was happening, especially given his law enforcement background. And while Craddock told investigators he believed the space was used for a business named Foot Flex Reflexology, the AG found some of his answers to state police, quote, strained credulity, like that he started collecting the rent from the property in person during the height of the pandemic, and that he believed that the plastic bags taped over the windows were just to keep light out.
Certainly those are things that might have prompted questions, but those questions alone aren't enough to bring a criminal case where proof of knowledge beyond a reasonable doubt is required.
We tried to reach Craddock at the DMV. Where
Good luck. But, I saw a story today that doesn't stand off. Let me also just find, I think I saw on Twitter, though, that they caught up. Oh, no. I put it on the Facebook page. Hold on. So is the Facebook page, is the NBC 10, okay, there it is. Yeah. Governor McKee, we requested a review. The review's been done. There's no evidence of wrongdoing. There's been no charges. Why is he keeping Craddock in charge of the DMV? That is asinine. Come on. Another Sergeant Schultz one. There's Pat Cortellessa. Another one. Come on. The good evening, Cheryl Stern. I'm telling you, Lynn Mia. That is exactly right. Yeah, he's a kook. He's final. He's a former police chief of Cranston. He didn't know what was going on. Everybody, that's ridiculous. He was inside. He was inside collecting the rent from them. Oh, you mean those scantily clad women? What an hi there, Jenny Mac. Hola, what a joke. Anything new today? Now, I know, by the way, so the media, I'm going to cut up some of the Fung video, place it later, just so you don't have to go through the whole thing to watch it. But out of the box, when Mayor Fung started to address the media, boom, every question is about President Trump. And, are you saying you don't support the big lie and blah, blah, and the whole thing. I just, and there were protesters out in front, probably sent by Seth Magaziner, having a picture of Mayor Fung wearing a Trump hat because he went to the inauguration. That is an absolute joke, as a matter of fact. But I'll tell you the difference of, look at Governor Ron DeSantis. Listen to this, folks. New Florida voting law. I'm going to play it. We just want to make sure whatever laws are on the books, those laws are enforced. We are creating, for the first time ever, an Office of Election Crimes and Security to be able to prosecute fraud. Listen to Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. This guy is the greatest.
Ballot harvesting, voter ID, all these things, clean the voter rolls. But how do you know that that's going to be enforceable? And the fact of the matter is, when people see something that they think may violate the law, if you call Director of Elections. Well, they're not investigators.
They blow it off.
They're not law enforcement.
That's right.
But what are you going to do? You call like a state attorney's office? They're just not. They do other.
They don't do anything.
They're having to face someone robs a
Yep.
bank, all that other stuff. Some of them may not, care as much about the election.
They
stuff.
don't.
I think it's been mixed to how those reactions.
That's right.
be. So we just want to make sure whatever laws are on the books, that those laws are enforced.
Yes.
And that if people know that we're going to enforce the law, I think everyone will be very happy. So we are creating for the first time ever in-state government and Office of Election Crimes and Security to be able to prosecute voter fraud.
Fantastic.
Sit there and say,
Fantastic. Now, folks, in this morning's Providence Journal, and I posted some of this. Hi there, James. There's Stacy on Twitter, and I understand everyone's not on Twitter, but I did see, all due respect, I saw Chairwoman Cianci at the Fung event, and I said, did you actually yesterday at the press? Listen, I'll say this. People can't say the media don't cover us. They called her and State Senator Jessica De La Cruz. They called a press conference to talk about election integrity. The media went. They asked questions. You can't say you're not getting coverage. But listen to, within the Providence Journal story, they point out, now this is Kathy Gregg writing the story, that they have safeguards to verify. Listen, just hear me out, folks. This is important, and no one else will tell you this. Share that you're watching. Hold on. Before I share this, one more thing. He is terrific, Kathy Santos. He would have a field day up here. Folks, I want to once again remind people, listen, folks, you gotta, I hate to be a pain in the behind, but look underneath the videos. Support this live stream. Just $1 a month. I have to hit certain numbers to be able to continue. Can you see that? There's a little blurry. Well, you can see it on the Facebook page. All right. But this is important, what I'm going to tell you. And no one else is telling you this. Now, I couldn't go Monday. I could not. But hear me out, because no one else is going to tell you this. A signature matching requirement for the mail ballots. Cianci said that's not enough. Here's what they're not saying. Do you know what the signature requirement is? An X. In Rhode Island, when you sign, I am a resident of Rhode Island, of a citizen of the United States, an X is an acceptable signature. That should not be allowed. Because, listen, we all know, the difference of someone's signature. You can match signatures. An X, anything can match an X. So are you a resident of the United States? Are you a citizen of the United States? Are you a resident of Rhode Island? They just put an X to sign their name. That's not, you can't catch someone like that. And then the same thing with a mail ballot. Here's my mail ballot. And then they just send in the X. Jan Brown, he is so terrific. Hi there, George. That is exactly right. So, that's a problem. Okay? That they didn't even challenge that. Now, listen to this. Now, this is, again, the Providence Journal. She was talking about Buddy Cianci. I don't... Listen, I don't know how. I mean, I know I'm in the 1% knowledge of this stuff. Why did you ask me? Why didn't Chairwoman Cianci say, what would you use as a good example? I'll tell you exactly what it is. Let's go back to Buddy Cianci in the early 80s. That's your blanking example? The Buddy Cianci campaign with Providence City Councilman Lloyd Griffin in the early 80s. That's the example that you use. Like, what? Do people not want to win? Is that what it is? Could we come up with an example in the last, 40 years? That's the blanking example they used. I did. I like Sue. I saw her today. I did an interview with her. But I said, did you actually really mention this? Yeah, I did. The Cianci campaign. Really? Didn't want to, I don't know. Let's just say the last 25 years. Providence Journal. Cianci did not cite any evidence of widespread vote fraud in 2020. Well, do you know why? Because there was no one looking for voter fraud. As I have told you, folks, it's not that complicated. If you don't look for it, you're not going to find it. I don't know how else to explain it. DeSantis gets it. Buddy Cianci's campaign, let me guess, from the Prince of Providence. I just, for the life of me, I don't understand And I even I was on number 10, there should be ballot harvesting with the X. Ballot harvesting with the X. Now, they also put in the Providence Journal, ballot harvesting, where they go to nursing homes and high-rise buildings. They do it everywhere. They do it in neighborhoods in Oneyville. They do it in neighborhoods on Manton Avenue. They do it in neighborhoods in Washington Park. They do it in different neighborhoods off of Manton up around the Mount Pleasant area. It's not just nursing homes and high-rise buildings. They stand out outside of factories in Cranston, on Cranston Street, in different places, and they register people to vote. And they know these are the campaigns now. They know these people are not citizens, but boom, they get them on the voter rolls. Not even mentioned. Not even blanking mentioned. Here's my thing. Hear me out on this. Jan Brown will like this. Folks, again, it is Juan After Dark. There's Amy Ann Leach. Good evening. There's our friend Jeff. I'm telling you, Michael. But hear me out. You know what? We'll play a little game. Higher or lower? Ready? Widespread fraud. Many of you know. Get ready, everybody. You know what? I'll give away a mug. I have a mug. We'll do a little contest. Why not? Everybody ready? I'm telling you. That's right, Jeff. There's our friend Sal. It was great to see you today, and I like the beard. All right. We'll do a little mug. Higher or lower? See, the first one. No, you got to come up with a number. Ready? Here's the question. In the past 25 years, how many people in Rhode Island have been prosecuted for falsifying a register to vote form? In the past 25 years, how many people in Rhode Island have been prosecuted for filling out the form that says, I am a Rhode Island resident? Matthew wins. The answer is 0. 0. Nope. 0. Why isn't that in the article? Absolutely ridiculous. All right, Matthew, I will get you. Matthew, you won a John DePietro Show mug. I have some. I'll show them later, folks. But they're also on the website in the gift shop, under the shop, I should say. 0. Nellie Gorbea. Well, you could be charged with a felony. That is perjury, felony. How many people have been charged with that? 0. Ron DeSantis has it right. You know why? Because there's nobody looking for it. Folks, here's the thing, and I am not, a genius of any kind. Hi there, Don. No one. That's right, Catherine Ann. 0. But Matthew was the first one. Folks, as I tell you, if you go fishing, if you don't put your line in the water, you're not going to catch a fish. But I tweeted this. I'll get it on the Facebook page. I'll get this on the Facebook page. But I did tweet out that here is the story that Susie Yankee should have used, because this opened my eyes. The summer of 2017, when President Trump was in office and Steve Bannon, and they were running an election integrity around the country, and Ken Block was tapped in Rhode Island. That is the closest thing that we have come to trying to get our elections in order. Listen to this, because this opened my eyes. This put me in the 1%. And it's a story, and for the life of me, I have no idea why this wasn't brought up. And my message to GOP Council Chairwoman Cianci, forget about the Buddy Cianci thing from 1980. This happened in Newport, summer of 2017. Senator Teresa Paiva-Weed, she resigned, so they had to have a special election for her seat. I knew the guy that ran for it. His name was Mike Smith. So listen to this. This was, and I will post this on Facebook, August 28th, but the election was in August. So Ken Block walked me through. We covered this race. So the State Board of Elections allowed 230 mail ballots that had been notarized by the same person. She was a notary, and she worked for the Dawn Ewer campaign. Democrat Dawn Ewer won the Senate seat over Mike Smith. The mail ballots in question, the hearing was called because they were investigating if more than 50 mail ballots are notarized by the same person. So if one person notarizes more than 50 ballots, they have an investigation. In this case, the same person notarized, handed in 230 mail ballots. Vanessa Soares of Newport was paid $15 an hour to work for the campaign. She notarized 226 of the 230 mail ballots. So she went to the hearing. So she used a list of voters who would request mail ballots and went door to door to collect the ballots and notarize them. So the person said, "You went to every address on this list?" "Yes, I did. This was my summer job. I had no other job other than this." She requested a letter to verify identity. Sometimes she did, sometimes she didn't. John Pagliarini, an attorney, urged them accepting actions setting a dangerous precedent. So she would collect the ballots. She would go around to some of these Section 8 housing in Newport. And what they would do is first she would go up and say, "Are you registered to vote?" "No." "Oh, you're not? I'll get you the paperwork. Let's register you to vote." Then she would then bring them a mail ballot and then hand in. They would fill out the mail ballot with her help. She would notarize it and then hand it in. So one person, and it's not here, but I figured it out. Hold on. One moment, folks. They paid her basically $15 a vote. $15 a vote is what she got. So that is the best example. And so hear me out. And this is so accurate. That's true. Yeah. Massive ballot. I am telling you, Dean, it's insanity. But the Bud Craddock thing is that, I mean, that's just embarrassing. And McKee is basically brought Crime Town to the State House. But just hear me out, folks. So in this election, Nellie Gorbea says to someone, "I'll pay you $20 a ballot." Now, of course, they have to show someone, "Look, the mail ballot says Nellie Gorbea. If I'm Nellie, I'm not paying you to go collect votes for Seth Magaziner. I'll pay you $20 a vote." So the person says, "Great." And this is going to happen between now and the primary, when they have to identify all of those people. So, folks, do the math. Someone goes out and says, "You know what? I'm going to get 2,000 mail ballots for Nellie." Think of that. So 2,000. So you get 1,000 mail ballots. You make $20,000, and they pay cash. You get 2,000 mail ballot votes where you're collecting them. I know they say mail, but they collect them. You make 40,000 cash. Absolutely insane. And here's the kicker. There are people that believe. Now, sometimes they lower it to $15 a vote. $15 a vote. Could be 20, could be 15. Still pretty good money. But they're everywhere. They don't, and they just bring in mail ballots with an X. And on the ballot, it says Mark LaForge. And it says Mark LaForge lives at 15 Manton Avenue, and they check, oh, he's on the voter roll. Mark LaForge, 15 Manton Avenue, is on the voter roll. Here's his mail ballot. He voted for Nellie Gorbea, and there's his signature, which is an X. Put up a vote for her. Now, here's the kicker, and then I'm going to let everybody go. There's no mechanism in Rhode Island for someone to say, "Hey, wait a minute. How did Mark LaForge get onto that voter roll?" They just hand it in. No one is turned away. Another question missing from the press conference on Monday was the fact that that they don't keep track of how many people go to register to vote and then they're turned away. You know why? Because no one's turned away to vote. And here's the final kicker. That is exactly right. Well, there's the thing. Multiple voting machines that they would not, Matthew. No. See, folks, here's what I want you to understand and get through. This is not about dead people voting. This is not about showing voter ID at the polls. These ballots, these people, they never go to the polls. The whole scheme is getting onto the voting list because there's nothing to check the voting list. So if I work for Nellie's campaign and I say, hey, I registered 1,000 people today to vote, they just put all the stuff in and you're on the voter rolls. So maybe Mark LaForge has 20 people, family members, living with him, 15 Manhattan Avenue. Maybe he doesn't. But you know what? There's no mechanism to go and check. There's no mechanism to go and check. The key is getting on the voter rolls. I've had people that say, we're going to post people outside the polls. They're not going to the polls. Listen, this guy who doesn't speak English probably isn't even in Rhode Island anymore. He's certainly not here legally. He's not good. What? They're not going anywhere near the polls. They don't even know what election day is. They don't care. No, not at all. They give them gift cards. And I want you to remember one more thing. And the Boston Globe broke the story. 40,000. I may have a press conference on voting. I'm not going to talk about Buddy Cianci in 1980. I'll tell you that much. That is still a mind blower to me. Remember, the whole reason we have the Langevin seat is they paid 40,000 illegals to fill out the census. They paid them. I have it on DePietro.com somewhere. They paid them $20 each to fill out the census. They spent over $800,000. They got 40,000 illegals to fill out the census. Ready? Here's the question. Do you really think, you know what? I'm not even going to ask a question. I'm telling you, they didn't just have them fill out the census. They put those people on the voter rolls, but they have the names of who's on the voter rolls. So that's exactly right, Pat Cortellessa. Unverified mail ballot swindle. And Dan, that's why they use the Dropbox. That's why they use the Dropbox, because Dan, that's exactly right. Because otherwise you get around mail fraud. So instead of like, hey, wait a minute, I don't want to put 1,500 of these through the mail, because at the very least, they get you for mail fraud. That's why they instituted the drop boxes. We got to get rid of the drop boxes. All right, folks. If there's story tonight, I will go out and cover it. Otherwise, we're back on the radio tomorrow at 11. We have a lot of work to do. They need to have another press conference and not talk about Buddy Cianci from 1980. These current day examples. Get rid of all those mail ballots. Election should be held in one day. I think Rhode Island should start that organization that they're going to start in Florida. Folks, we'll give you the truth. Be a subscriber on the Facebook page. I'm going to start calling people out. Folks, this is the Tuesday night edition. You know it is. It is Juan After Dark.